Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Generic Anime Podcast. And I forgot what we were going to talk about. So, anyways, moving on to added cheese.
Why me? We're going to talk
Diabolical
about video
intro,
games
brother.
today. Speedy wanted to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog or some shit, so we're talking about video games today.
Okay,
Nice.
not just Sonic the Hedgehog. Let me just go and throw this in the bin.
What we call
Actually-
W content.
He's throwing Sonic in the bin. There we go.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
you. No, I'm not throwing Sonic in the bin. Sonic is goated, but I want to talk about Shadow the Hedgehog because, he's going to be in the new Sonic film.
But
I
we
can't
need to
fucking
do
wait.
our news and everything first before we start talking about games.
Oh, good question.
What's news recently?
I don't know.
One of the members of One Direction died or something.
Yeah,
Ooh,
fell off a balcony in Argentina.
I
he
have
went.
a-
Yeah.
He went
Yeah.
the wrong direction.
That is diabolical.
I have literally never listened to a single song by One Direction.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else.
Yes.
They can't cancel you. The fanboys will defend you.
True.
After
I
the-
have
after the
to.
fanboys
I saw a
song.
meme that was like, I can't hear it anymore because of Liam Payne's death.
The
So yeah,
also,
we have the. Oh, sorry.
in other news, your first song went live on Spotify just a moment ago.
Yeah.
True.
Well, yeah. So for those
Master
who
of
don't know,
Fanboys is available for everyone to listen now.
me and Animate made a song as a joke originally just for a video, and then we found it too funny, so we posted it on Spotify, and now it's on 800,000 views. So we made the full version, and now it's on Spotify. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say anymore. I am.
You will
I have
forever
been-
known as the femboy guy.
Yeah. My God damn it.
Well, fame is fame.
It's the
Famous
definition of
I
suffering.
mean,
for
God
your
damn
art.
it. Don't worry, we can make some
Yeah.
normal songs eventually.
Has there been any
Hopefully.
other like big news developments? I started making shorts again. Yay!
Ooh,
Yay.
Speaking about shorts, like your Uzumaki short is doing pretty good, and
Yeah, it's over 2,000 views now. 2,400
No mean to toot my own horn, but I finally dropped my 1K special.
over a month late. SMH.
ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Not
Congrats.
over a month, just like under a month late.
Yeah, I should really record my 2K special because I'm getting very close now, just to have it ready.
True.
Yeah,
I'm
Oh,
19
jeez.
I'm
Did you
looking
see
at
that,
anime news. There's not much. That's interesting.
Did you see that the vice president of Adult Swim did like kind of like an interview explaining what happened with Uzumaki and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah, I did, and I also included like a bunch of stuff about like what happened with it, why the production quality is so bad in the short. Like there's the tweets from the creative direction and stuff. I'm gonna
Okay,
talk more
I
about it when I do a
don't
full video.
think,
On...
that okay, I know that people are shitting a lot on the quality drop from episode 1 and episode 2, and okay, I think that it isn't like a completely buzz killer for me. Like it does, it's not
No.
like it's ruining the show for me. It's just like sometimes you, for an example, episode 3, I don't know if you guys have watched episode 3 yet. But,
I have.
I think the quality of episode 3 is almost like it's better
Yeah.
than episode 2,
Yeah,
but
it is.
you still have some moments where it's a little wonky and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But again, it doesn't ruin the experience. Like I feel that like what they're doing with the rearranging of the events, it's helping the story to get like a better build up.
Yeah, it's a lot more like cohesive now, and I honestly
Exactly.
like. I'm not gonna talk about this too much because I'm still making a video.
Yeah,
on it,
yeah,
but, like I've collected some notes on it. It's like I feel like the biggest thing is that the anime, like despite the drop in quality, it still captivates the feeling of Junji Ito.
True.
Like there is that oppressive feeling of horror going on, which I think is the most important part. And when like they had budgetary issues, but
Yeah.
they like I feel like they've spent the budget wisely in the like those really iconic
Yeah.
like panels from the manga. Like those are done really well, even despite
Every time that there's like a death thing or something like that,
yeah.
the quality is always good. Like it's almost like, I remember like on episode 2 when there's the crazy kid who jumps around. Like
Yeah.
the whole episode is very wonky, and then you have the moment that he dies, and boom, amazing quality.
Yeah.
for
10
his
out of
death.
10.
Yeah, that one as well as the at the end towards like the beach scene is very high quality, as well as the lighthouse. Like they've kept those. They know those like really important panels that the fans love,
True.
and they put the budget in those. And I think that was the right choice.
Mm.
A
Do you
Renai
think that,
circulation premiered 15 years
People
ago.
should have been a little bit more like less hyped for the show in terms of like
Yeah, I feel like it kind of had the same issue as with Solo Leveling, that there was just so much hype going on that it could never have lived up to that hype.
True.
And with how modern anime fans are, it's like if there's a 1% less than what the hype promised, then it's just the worst thing ever.
You know, another show with a lot of hype that's lived up to the hype.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun. But you can't.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. I've been loving it so much.
Amazing.
I love the old school shonen feel of Dun Dun Dun.
True. When you said that on the chat, Cheese, at first I was like old school feeling, and then I don't know why, but something clicked, and I was like, yeah, it has that old school feeling.
It feels like early
shonens.
Bleach or early One Piece
True,
more than modern shonen, and I fucking love that.
Just a couple of goobers hanging out. Still, I think we talked about the week before. Best description I've heard of it is just anime regular show. Like it's just two dudes.
Anime regular show.
Just get into a bunch of random shit.
That makes sense.
I've only
That makes
watched one
sense.
episode so far, so I'll probably have to watch the other two and then.
Yeah, like Dun Dun Dun's kind of like the fresh air like the breath of fresh air that shonen needed.
Yeah.
Because it kind of started to do the fucking, was also supposed to talk about the video games, but anyway, it kind of started to do the isekai thing of like after Sword Art Online became super big, there was so much isekai that like tried to emulate Sword Art Online, and it kind of there's a similar feeling with Shonen and Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer is the really popular big thing, and stuff kind of tries to emulate it. Same with Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer probably are the best
Probably
examples.
JJK as well in a few years.
True.
Yeah. And I feel like that's like Dun 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 might be just the thing Shonen needed.
I've also
And
heard a
especially
lot
we're gonna
of
get Sakamoto Days as well, and it's gonna be awesome.
comparisons to
Yes,
Mob Psycho. Now, I've not really seen Mob Psycho much, like comparison to Mob
Psycho is
Psycho Dun Dun Dun,
amazing.
but I was just curious, do you guys sort of see that similarity?
Yeah, there's like some parallels between Mob Psycho and Dun Dun Dun. It's just Mob Psycho is more like looking inwards and like mental growth and value as a person. Well, Dun 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 kind of has that same, but it's not like the main goal.
I think what helps Dun 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 a lot is like compared to other stuff. I feel that other shonen stuff that we had recently in recent years, it kind of like it feeds you the information a little bit slower, like on the world that you are in. Basically, episode 1, it's like boom, aliens, boom, ghosts, boom, magic, boom. No dick, boom.
Give them balls.
No dick.
It was like, what does
No
this
balls!
mean?
Exactly. Like I remember watching the episode 1 of Dun Dun Dun, and I was like, I think I even wrote that on the group chat. Like it's been such a long time since I've watched first episode for a show that literally left me almost speechless in a certain way. Like the jump from comedy to whatever it was, that thing with the aliens and stuff like that. The whiplash that I had from that, I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? It is like one of these shows that I cannot wait to see it like weekly.
Yeah.
Dun 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 Thursday is
Dun Dun Dun
upon
Thursday.
us, guys.
For me, Dun 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 feels like the kind of anime that I really wish they released it like One Piece, so it just wouldn't end after the first season.
Yeah. So
Because
better
it's
show.
also one I've actually read a bunch of the manga because I really like Dun Dun Dun, and I really, really wish they would actually keep going with it.
Jeez,
I haven't read
reading
all
manga?
of it. Yes, I've read.
It's true. She's read a manga.
Weirdly,
He's
there's now going to be several anime that I've read the manga coming. I've read Dun Dun Dun, I've read Sakamoto Days, and I've read Natsume's Book of Friends.
This guy's manga arc is coming. He's gonna drop all the anime.
Yeah.
He's coming over to this side.
I'm really dropping anime. I'm starting to read more manga again.
My guy.
Yeah.
I mean, manga is just like
generic
easier to
manga
consume, I
podcast
believe.
arc.
Yeah, it's like my only problem with manga is that I'd like to have it as a book. Like I'd like to have the physical copy, but
I
that's
do
just
agree with you.
expensive and annoying to try and order it.
I'm actually I'm starting to get rid of some of my physicals now. I got rid of my 3 volumes of Berserk. I'm gonna get rid of
You got rid of Berserk? What the fuck?
Well, it was the paperbacks.
Resale value.
And it was, well,
that's even more
I've
like
been meaning to
hard
buy
to
the
come
hard
across
packs of
though.
JoJo's.
well, Well,
Oh, did you guys see
mine,
that now they're doing
yeah.
the new releases of JoJo Part 7 and Part
Oh,
8?
I didn't notice. I didn't see that. Ooh, fancy,
Yeah,
fancy,
yeah.
fancy.
I got a
Yes.
question.
Finally, they're releasing the
We've
manga.
been glazing Dandadan and all these other manga, but what do we think about
All right.
the end of episode 1 with the banana organ scene?
The banana what?
With the
The
banana organ
organs,
scene.
the
Yeah.
banana organ aliens.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you go first, Cheese. You go first.
I don't mind it. Like a lot of people did get angry at the first episode because there's fan service and stuff and banana organ, but I don't really mind it. It does kind of fall into that like stupid pee pee poo poo humor of like early shonen.
Give me your
I
penis.
think I actually
Like,
wanted to talk
there's
about
a lot
the...
there's a lot of jokes like that in Bleach, for example, like especially with Rangiku.
True.
And I feel like that kind of like feeds on it. It gives it's like kind of an identity to Dandadan in that like old shonen scene.
Mm.
Because either you do the like something like One Piece with fucking chopsticks and like really traditional Japanese jokes that still work for Western audiences, or you do something silly like banana organ.
I think like it's not I was thinking that people would hate that scene more. I haven't seen that much hate for the banana scene, but that actually brings a topic that I actually wanted to talk about in the podcast, which is fan service in anime and manga. Which I'm not against.
This is my time to shine.
Yeah.
The video on this whole topic.
I am not like against
Speaking
like
of
fan
fan service as well,
on,
like the
on-
difference between between like anime fan service and like comic fan service.
Ooh.
Okay, that's
Because I
I feel
saw a video about it. It's like this guy was like, "Yeah, I hate fan service because they just bring back a dead character or bring back X character or X thing just
Oh,
for
I
no
thought he was
reason."
meaning
And then
like
meanwhile, I was
fan
like, "Oh,
service.
just like Unga Bungas." That's
I
what.
feel like the whole point of fan service that it's literally serving the fans, so it can't really be wrong, but you can go overboard with it. Like
it
Fire
has to
Force.
be done like nice.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it is.
Fire Force is probably the worst example of how not to do
Yeah.
fan service.
Which one?
like I
Fire Force.
think that shows like a Bleach, Naruto, they do fan service like in a tasteful way.
Yeah,
Like you have sometimes like they really go like on doing crazy stuff with Ranjiku sometimes, but I still feel it's tasteful. It's not like Fire Force. And going back to what Speedy says about fan service, the difference between comics and manga, like yes, there is. It's more like actually it's fan service in movies and fan service in manga, because in movies they do like the whole cameo thing, but they also do like classic fan service in comics. Like just go read any Scarlet Witch comic. You guys are gonna see a lot of fun.
anything with Catwoman in it.
Exactly. Like there's so much fan service.
Speaking of fan service, this brings me onto the gaming section now. Right, the thing we're actually going to talk about. So, the hit game Mortal Kombat X. I replayed it recently through the story, and the amount of fan services is well quite a lot, because one of the things that they mention is obviously none of you are going to play Mortal Kombat X, but there was something called the Reiko Accords. Reiko was a very powerful character in the Mortal Kombat before it got rebooted, and now he's just a fucking what's it called? He's just a document name now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with fan service in general, in video games and everything, is like the simple fact is that sex sells.
Yeah.
Like you make money by putting like hot men with hot abs and girls with big boobs into a video game. That just sells.
true.
Jeez, can I advise you to look up the Mortal Kombat 9 female character designs? Quickly.
I know a bunch of the Mortal Kombat characters, just never played them.
Jeez, you want to
Just
know
tell me the
a
skin to
modern
clothing ratio,
example
please.
of fan service that it's actually working on games? Have you
Yeah,
have you
right.
played by any chance Zenless Zone Zero?
I have played Zenless Zone Zero.
Literally every character in that game is fan service.
Yeah,
Jane Doe, Bernice, bro.
Yeah, Jane Doe is probably the biggest example in terms of like
True.
free marketing with Rule 34,
True.
because they made her the baddie.
True. God damn it.
I remember
The baddie who's a baddie.
I've started playing Zenless Zone Zero recently, and again, she was one of the main reasons why I decided to play the game. But every character in that game is a fucking baddie if you
Yeah.
really go you go see it.
It's not quite like I feel like it's kind of nice because it's not so on the nose as something like Nikke.
Yeah.
Because it's not like Melon's double the size of her head kind of fan service, but it is still. It's
I
more.
mean, the
I
mod
think-
community is having a lot of fun with.
I just feel like
mods
in
for the
Zenless
game.
Zone, it's more like the personality combined with the appearance more than just the
Yeah.
appearance. I mean, they also kind of did that with Genshin. Hoyo did that with Genshin. Like, there's a in Genshin especially, it's like the character personality is the big thing, and then in Zenless Zone, they just went, we could add boobs into this.
True. Have you seen the trailer for Bernice by any chance?
Yep, I have seen that.
What's that?
It's one of the new characters that they added in the game recently, and the trailer is. Let's say that Hoyoverse is not beating the Gunnar allegations after
Yep.
that one.
It's also like it's really fun to look at like different character trailers between Genshin, Honkai, and Zenless Zone because Genshin is more like wholesome, funny, bubbly personalities now, partially because they got a lot of backlash for the newest region in Genshin being kind of racist caricatures in some terms, but and then there's Honkai is very much focused on the dudes because it's like the player demographic in Honkai is far more female oriented.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and then Zenless Zone is just like, yeah, we're doing the baddies now.
Exactly. Have you played like Honkai as well? Because like I know you play Genshin.
I played a bit of Honkai. I have a friend who plays Honkai, so I tried it out with her, but I haven't played it that much. I prefer the like action RPG style of gacha than the turn-based one.
Yeah.
And,
Like,
like for
for-
my turn-based stuff, I go with Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Oh, speaking about Final Fantasy, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy recently.
Ooh,
Which
one?
I finished the first one. I am finishing the second one now. Hopefully by tomorrow I'm gonna start the third one. So
You're going all the way
kind of
back.
doing them. Yeah. I'm starting from the first one.
Ooh, nice. I need to get back to Final
Are you
Fantasy
going to
14
play
as
7 OG, 7 remastered?
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
The idea
like,
is to play like
7 remake is
old
good,
games.
but the OG is the OG. Also, the 7
The idea is to
remake
play
isn't finished yet.
Yeah. The idea is to play them like all chronologically, like so.
That means he's gonna
after-
have to finish fully complete 14 before he moves on to 15 and 16. He's gonna have to be max level.
Yeah, 14. Those
the
not in the loop. Final Fantasy 14 is the MMORPG that has like story alone is like close to 400 hours now. I think.
Oh,
Let me count. It's Realm Reborn is like 70 hours. Heaven's Ward is 50. Then all of that after that, all the subsequent DLC are like 50 hours of gameplay. So it's
Damn. No, but here's the thing. Like, I don't grow up like playing video games, and so I'm trying to catch up to them right now. And I've started playing the first Doom as well. Playing
Nice.
Fallout.
oh yeah.
But let me see. I have a few games here. That
Did you
I
play the
have
original
some-
like isometric Fallout?
Yes.
Oh, those are classics. I've actually I recently been looking at old video games because I was trying to decide what I'll start streaming when I hit 2K on YouTube, and I landed on the OG Digimon World 1 from 1999 because I just got like randomly recommended a video of that on YouTube. It's like the fucking nostalgia.
Damn.
And I have an emulator on my computer for PlayStation 1, so it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna play some Digimon
I
World.
need to download that emulator that you get.
Yeah, it's
I
really
bought a
nice. I've been
bunch of
playing a
old,
bunch of PlayStation 1 games on it.
A couple of months ago, I bought a bunch of old racing games for my PS3. I've been playing them. I realized, oh shit, that's why I'm into metal, because all of the old Need for Speed games and like games like Burnout Paradise, the soundtrack is just 2000s metalcore, 2000s rock
that's
music,
quite
and
cool.
stuff like
I
that.
need to stop you there. The old racing games are for PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2.
So you're telling me the PS3 games don't count? They came out like 2008, 2006.
That's old.
That's why I think about anime too, bro. If your favorite anime starts with the year 2, it's not old, bro. It's not old. It's not old.
So when did Initial D come out then?
I need to.
Early
I'm still
2000s, I
thinking of
think.
doing a video on my very first anime ever because I recently learned that it's kind of having a renaissance. It's
What anime is that?
Dragon Ball.
My very first anime is the only one ever written by a Finnish person. It's the Moomins.
Bro,
Oh.
I was going through a
Tanoshi Mo-
whole Moomin arc.
Tanoshi Moomin Ikka is the only anime, to my knowledge, that's been written by a Finnish
Yeah,
person.
but
It's my
she
very
only
first anime
spoke
ever.
Swedish, bro. So
Yep.
how Finnish?
Wait,
She
hold on.
was- it-
How,
it
how
was-
is this manga called?
I'll just write it in the. It's
Yeah.
You should find it by that name. It's written by Tuve Jansson, who was a Finnish woman who just she wrote like originally them as cartoon, like kind of cartoony things, and then it just got picked up by I think it was a Dutch company that picked it up, and they hired a Japanese animation studio to turn it into an anime.
Yeah, they've got a
Damn,
whole
that's
island
a
full
Oh,
of
cool-
Moomins.
Oh, Consumer, my favorite anime is old because it aired in 1998, first episode.
It's also really funny that
You have
Tuve
that one.
Jansson's like she was a drunk, like big time alcoholic. The original Moomin, like she was just living on an island with her girlfriend, and they would just go like there's this Finnish legend that the only time they'd go to land is to buy food, and like they'd always buy more booze than they did food, and then they just go
Sorrow
back to their
energy.
island.
Fucking
And
legends.
the original Moomins are very different from the family-friendly ones. Like, there's the fucking Moomin Papa, who is the dad, like he's making illegal moonshine in the woods and running away from the
My
police
God.
and stuff, and then they made
Oh,
it into like
boy.
this family-friendly thing. But yeah, that was my very first anime, and I've been meaning to do a video on that at some point.
Ooh, damn. I
Was-
can wait to that then.
What is Animate's first anime?
My first anime, damn. I think it's Dragon Ball. Like if we go like first anime, it's Dragon Ball. I remember like watching it on the TV like in I think I started watching it in
In
2004 or something.
1987. You were there.
Ah,
you were there.
No, I wish. No,
When did the original Dragon Ball start airing?
Something.
I think 1980 something like that.
What year was
'cause,
Moomin?
Fuck,
show
I just
come
pressed the
out?
reload button. Shit.
1986, on the 26th of February.
Oh, that's OG Dragon Ball, though, isn't it?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, that's OG Dragon Ball.
Funny thing, you guys know that I've grown up in a very religious household. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked
Is
about
this
that
the
in-
thing about
you've
Mr.
mentioned it.
Payton?
Sorry, no,
Oh.
but basically, like, I don't know if it's the same thing in English, but you guys know Vidal's dad.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, Mr. Sane.
Yeah, bro. Every time that like I was trying to watch that thing like without anyone noticing, because if by any chance my mom like came into the room like and I was watching Dragon Ball, she was like, "You're watching these satanic cartoons."
That's
Like I
funny
remember
as
there was
hell,
this
though.
one time. It was like on the, I think it was the Majin Buu arc, and it was that moment where Mr. Satan comes into the ring like to greet everyone, and then everyone is like, Satan, Satan. Bro, my mom
Okay, you
entered
mentioned this before.
in that exact moment, and was like,
fuck.
"What are you watching?" And I
Oh
was like,
boy.
"No, it's not
Bro.
like that. It's just his name." And
It's
she
the
never like
other
I
Satan.
had to finish Dragon Ball years later just because like she never let me watch that thing on the TV.
On a
Aw.
unrelated note, but actually somewhat similar note, I got told off for watching School of Rock because it was about rock music, and rock music is satanic.
We watched
Oh,
School of
boy.
Rock in school.
I know.
Same.
I
I did.
know. I got told off
Oh,
by my
boy.
grandma and my mum for watching School of Rock with my younger cousins, and they got annoyed at me because I put the film on.
What do they think about you
boy.
with the shirts you wear now?
They can't fight me anymore. Now they like rock music, so I am.
Yeah,
unwilling.
it's always like that. It's always like that.
Yeah, they
hate
didn't
this
like
kind of
it
stuff
at
when you're
first.
young.
This
But then when you grow up, they're
corruption
like,
is
yeah,
fake.
I can't do it, and I can. You
And
know,
what are you gonna do?
what you want.
Stop me paying Spotify Premium?
Exactly.
Yeah. So then, whenever they're like, "Oh, rock music satanic," like, "Oh, indie music shit."
Speedy hits them with.
So, by the way,
racism.
still keeping on the first anime thing, what is your first anime consumer?
Dragon Ball as well.
What was
Yeah.
Speedy's first anime?
Initial.
Uh,
Initial speed.
ha ha ha! Fine, fuck you.
Speedy, how does it feel like
Racer.
your favorite anime is older than you are?
Oh, that's fine. Speed Racer.
Oh, nice. But was it the Speed Racer anime or the Speed Racer live action film? 'Cause I
It was
saw that.
originally the live action film, but then I went on the internet and like looked up Speed Racer and then found out there was a cartoon of it. So I watched it on my old family Dell computer.
That's how
And
that
now
happened.
the hardcore weebs are gonna lynch you for calling anime cartoons.
True.
Yeah, but then again, I
True.
was like 7 or 5.
I used to
5 or
call
7
them
years old.
animes before anyone told me other better.
Oh boy.
I used to
still
call
remember
manga
watching
mango.
I remember watching the very first episode of Pokemon when it aired for the first time in Finland.
Yeah, bro.
Nice.
In
There are
in
very few people in this space
Yep.
on the internet who can say that.
that was no, it was September 1998 in Finland
Damn.
when it aired on a Saturday morning, and I was watching it at my grandparents' place with my sister.
When did Moomin
Nice.
anime come out?
1992.
Okay, so all of your animes are old by definition.
Well, not all of them. It's just the,
Then
the,
again,
the
Gene has
OG
been
ones.
around since the Mesozoic era, so like
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
watched everything.
I also watched Digimon when it first aired. I didn't actually like Digimon that much originally, but I've like recently kind of gotten the nostalgia for it, and I've been
All my
like,
homies
doing.
love
Did you watch
Digimon.
Bakugan when it first came out,
Nope.
or did it not air in Finland?
I did. I
I
did.
can't remember if it aired here.
Yeah,
I
same.
watched. Like the thing with Finland was for some reason after Digimon Duel Masters came out here, like it was Beyblade and Duel Masters, and they tried to air Yu-Gi-Oh, but like Yu-Gi-Oh aired after Duel Masters here, so it just never really got that traction because people felt like that it's a cheap copy of Duel Masters.
Bruh.
Yeah, there was a
Awful
Finnish
take
dub
from
of
the
Bakugan.
Finnish public there.
There's also like there's legendarily bad Finnish dubs of old
Yu-Gi-Oh is
anime,
by
especially
far the
Digimon.
best of those like children cartoon toy commercial animes. Just saying.
Now, you guys made me think about something. Cause here in Italy, like we had some animes like growing up, but I've now thinking about it, I'm noticing that they were mostly like shoujo anime. So like
I had
the
that.
Rose of
Tokyo Mew Mew.
Versailles. Sorry.
Bro, that's a
Sorry, consumer?
crazy call from you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah. We had like here as well, like it was mostly like kids things. The only like more grown up anime that was on TV was Full Metal Alchemist.
Huh?
Mm.
What?
Full Metal was
Weirdly
on
enough,
TV.
for some
Yeah,
reason,
the,
Kill
it
la
was the
Kill.
original Full Metal as well, not Brotherhood.
Kill a Kill.
Consumer, you know about Channel 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, Kill la Kill was on there.
No way.
Them boobies.
Apparently, it was.
Kill la Kill is quite fun. I rather enjoyed it.
I
than
like
watched
Kill la
years
Kill as
ago.
well.
Because
I
here
remember
it was
I was
mostly like
such a little
shoujo
misogynist
mangas.
when
Oh,
I
sorry.
was younger. I couldn't watch any anime with female protagonists. Like I dropped Kill la Kill when I first saw it.
No, consumer. You need to. Have you ever
Oh,
seen Kill la
boy.
Kill since?
No, I've not
Oh.
actually. I've never finished it. Still. To
You need
this
to
day.
watch Kill la Kill. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's-
Kill la
it's
Kill's on Channel
Fanservice,
4 on
it is.
demand. Kill la Kill's on Channel 4 on demand.
Do you guys think that the fan service in Kill la Kill is done good or is done bad?
I can't
I
remember.
think it's done good because
Good.
it's not like it doesn't deduce from the like rest of it. Like I feel like that's the key with fan service, that it can't deduce from the actual show itself. Like what
it
is
goes
it
like the
about?
complete other direction with the fan service. It is fan service.
You just didn't like it.
No, I just didn't
Speedy-
like that it was a woman who was the main character.
No, but
Women!
as a kid,
As a
this
kid,
is
as a
normal.
kid.
As a
Yeah,
kid,
true,
this is
true, true.
normal.
Yeah.
These days,
Like you
all I
watch
do
something that
is-
has a girl, you're like, ooh, cooties.
Ooh,
These days,
girl,
the idea of
cooties,
watching a man on
disgusting.
screen revolts me, so I've went the complete other direction, guys. I've
As a
fixed
kid,
myself.
you're like, I don't want any girls near me.
I was like,
And then
"Ugh,
as an adult,
cooties."
you're like, damn.
That being said,
Why-
I did
I
love
wish I
Winx
had them
Club.
girls
I
near
did
me.
love.
Yeah.
I did love Magical Girl and Magical Girl adjacent stuff. Winx
Ooh.
Club.
Sailor
the
Moon.
Barbie
What about
films.
Sailor Moon?
No,
we didn't get
consumers.
Sailor
Is
Moon,
you
unfortunately.
mentioned like in Magical Girls. Have you seen the hit anime that aired? Was it fucking summer or spring? Gushing
Oh,
over
Gushing
Magical,
Magical
Girls.
Girls.
No, that's this weird new. Let's put a twist on Magical Girl energy, and that one.
Did you see Recreators?
Hmm?
Recreators when it came out like in 2017?
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Recreators.
But yeah, it's got a magical girl in it. Basically, people's creations come to life,
Yeah,
and yeah,
it's
shit
it's-
happens.
Like the whole point, it's like
A reverse
mon-
isekai.
like characters
kinda.
from video games and movies and stuff come to life, and then they face their creators and go like, "What the fuck? Why are you
Sounds
such a
like,
creature?"
Oh,
Yeah,
that's actually
the,
an
the
interesting
magical
concept.
the magical girl one. She realizes what collateral damage is and has a panic attack.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
boy.
there's I can't remember which of the characters
Collateral
it is, but
damage. Oh no!
there's one that finds out that she was just created to be a fan servicey character, and she just has a full breakdown of why is her creator such a gooner.
No.
That's so funny though. That is
Oh,
absolutely
there was another one we
hilarious.
found out he was only meant to
That's
be a
so
character
sad at the
suffering as
same
well.
time.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
just
It's a really
imagine
good series,
knowing that the reason that you are alive is for people to goon.
Just the people.
How
that
could you
jerk
live
off.
with that? Yeah, how could you live with that?
Well,
I-
only
I-
fan.
But yeah,
true,
Recreators
but-
was pretty good. I've seen it back in the day.
Yeah, I need to
I
actually
actually
watch
watched it after Gigak make that video in like 2019. Oh, oops,
What was that?
I dropped
Bro,
the thing.
I remember
thing.
I've known Gigak as a YouTuber so long that I remember him as the Anime Zone when I
Anime
first
Zone.
watched
Oh
him.
yeah,
And then when he
yeah.
switched his
Anime
name, I
Zone.
thought he deleted his channel. So like it took me like a couple years to find him again.
I
boy.
weirdly I didn't really find out about Gigak and Connor before Trash Test that much. I just watched Joey.
Yeah, I didn't know
Joey
who
as well.
Connor was till I
I
discovered
was subbed
Trash
to him
Taste,
when
and
he
he's
was
like my
under
favorite one.
50k, by the way. I'm big time.
What? Oh damn! I used to be subbed
No,
at Mr. Beast when he was at 40,000. So yeah, that was a good couple of years ago. Then he became big, and then doing
Mr.
the
Beast
stuff that
has
he does
never
now.
been a good person.
He used to actually make quite funny content back in the day, like the Bad Intro series. Like he would just go to random kids' YouTube channels, just find their interests, and just bully them for it. It was funny.
That's
That-
really
then
proper
again-
old
toxic
YouTube
content.
energy.
I know.
True.
It was 2017 though, so like
I've never
toxicity was
watched a
normal.
Mr. Beast video. Like I
Don't-
know about his
I've never
content. and
watched
stuff
one.
like
Honestly,
that,
they're not good
but I've
anymore.
never watched the video. of
They're
his.
not good anymore. It's just children watching them now.
I mean, his company is burning down quite rapidly, so you know.
That means
He's still getting like hundreds of. He's got more views from that controversy.
Did you guys see the
Controversy.
controversy with like Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and
lunch
Yeah.
late. I don't even
Yeah.
know
When
what
are,
that
when are those
is.
three not in controversy though? Like KSI dropping
Yeah.
the shittiest song ever made.
Yeah,
I'm in
true.
the thick of it. Everybody knows.
from
And
the
then he-
ring to
and
the
then it-
string to the pen to the king.
I didn't even see a fucking frozen prime bottle. What? I think Cheese said that. Cheese, you said it was
Oh,
basically like
that's
an AI generated
It
song.
really sounds like AI generated music.
I know.
But yeah, I feel like the thing with
Shittiest song ever made.
creators like Mr. Beast and Doctor Disrespect and Pokemon is that they've got like their audience is so young that they don't generally care
Pokemans?
about any kind of controversy.
Are kids gooning now too? What's the future come to?
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
and then there was the fucking Asmongold getting banned on Twitch. And,
That was just a crazy
Yeah,
statement
I
from
saw.
him, though.
Asmongold did a racist on stream
He
and
said-
he got banned
he
on
said
Twitch and he
His justification for it was they are an inferior race.
yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
crazy.
boy.
Look at
Oh,
mega
boy.
racism.
he doubled down.
Yeah.
Double down. Ugh.
Oh god.
I really love the fucking. It was so stupid that his recompense was to clean his room because he was
Yeah.
grown in a Catholic household.
Oh my god.
Oh, we live in a clown world.
For
Yeah.
real,
That being
for
said,
real.
you'll be
Everybody is
back in
just
like
stupid.
2 weeks max.
Yeah,
I think he's already back now.
Yeah.
we
Well,
live
it's
in
the
a
same
clown
thing.
world.
Kai Cenat, when he like got arrested by the police, he was literally back streaming in 10 days because there was a
Yep.
massive riot. His meetup turned into
Mm.
a massive riot
I-
in
that-
New York.
Like it's kind of the same thing with the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp like court case.
True.
You can't say that like you can't have open discussions in court about taking cocaine unless you're that famous like they did.
True.
Like
True.
once you have enough money and fame, the rules are very different.
Yeah.
True.
For
Oh,
example,
boy.
you could dump toxic waste in rivers or sewage.
Welcome to Britain.
You know who dumps
Yeah.
rubbish in lakes? Mr. Beast.
Wouldn't be
also
surprising.
the English because your new sewage company is dumping sewage into the Thames. Well done.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've
boy.
been doing that for a while now. Thanks.
Yep.
Like
Oh,
I
boy.
don't even know why. Like when people get it feels like
So whenever they
when
get
people
famous,
get
it's always gonna
famous,
touch a
they
child.
automatically like it's rare to find someone like who is famous who isn't like an
Yeah.
actual asshole.
I feel like it's because they probably just don't
I kind
talk
of feel
about
like
them.
that it's I can't remember. There was a very famous philosopher who basically had this idea that all people have like really dark thoughts, and once you get the money and the fame where you feel like you can do it, they just let those dark thoughts into the surface and stop being good people because they no longer need to.
Apparently,
no
Didi heard about this poet.
Yeah, there's no societal pressure anymore.
What?
Oh boy.
Fucking
What?
Didi.
I said apparently Didi heard about this poet.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Oh,
Bro,
boy.
Diddy
Double
and all the
Ds.
other people,
That's
yeah.
what we
Oh,
call
you know
it for
what?
short.
Cha-
Double Ds.
Changing subjects because we are like
We're getting into the
talking too much.
controversial section.
Yeah, this is getting
Exactly.
controversial
Let's get
very
controversial.
quickly.
Speedy, I am actually curious about something because yesterday
Go ahead.
you wrote on the group chat that you wanted to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, and I got curious. Like, why do you like Sonic the Hedgehog so much? Like, is there
I
a
don't
story
fucking
behind
know.
it?
I'm
okay.
somewhat curious about that as well.
I
Because,
saw a
Sonic
video
was a big thing in like
which
the
was
fucking
literally
80s.
titled
Yeah.
"Why do
80s, bitch, that
autistic
thing came
people
out.
like
Sonic came out in
Sonic?"
the 90s.
Oh, sorry,
Was it
consumer.
I think
Sonic
I
was
saw
the
either a
90s.
video or a post titled "Why do autistic people like Sonic the Hedgehog?"
Exactly.
Its first Sonic game was in 1991 when Sega was big, and then Sega kind of went downhill. Like that's why
Yeah.
I'm always like really surprised that people nowadays even care about Sonic, because it was like
Have you seen
Mario.
the Sonic cartoons?
Same.
They're
No.
fucking dope.
Same.
Nope, I
Agree.
have
Sonic-
never consumed
Sonic
any
X.
form of Sonic.
Okay, so
content.
I'm gonna say something that's really probably gonna be a very controversial among Sonic fans,
Controversial.
but the Sonic games, they're bad, but I love the Sonic cartoons and the Sonic,
Sonic
comic books.
Unleashed, bro. Come
Oh
on.
boy.
He's a
So,
werewolf.
bro, I got the new Sonic game for Christmas last year. It was the shittiest game I ever played in my life. I took that to CX the next day. Well, at least after
Damn.
Boxing Day, but yeah. Because it took like a year to install on my PS5, but that game was terrible. It was unfinished.
But the OG Sonic games
You
are
just
genuinely
described
Oh,
most
yeah.
of modern gaming, Speedy. Well done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
every
thank you.
modern game.
But yeah,
out
the
there.
OG Sonic games, there was like this emulator that my friend gave me, and it had a bunch of the old Sonic games. Those games were so much fun, but then the new ones, like, just no. But one game I really like is Sonic Team Racing. That was fun because it is just Mario Kart.
That was just a
but with
rip-off
Sonic
Mario
characters.
I think that games like Sonic and Mario, you kind of are limited with the what you can do. It's
Yeah.
either
Yeah,
like you,
it's a
you
platformer.
reskin every time the game
Yeah,
and everything, or because at the end of the day, it's a fucking hedgehog running. Like,
yeah, like
yo,
I
he
think
runs
how much can you do
pretty
with
fast.
that?
I feel like you can do a lot more with Mario.
True.
And
I mean,
they
there's
have
Mario
done a lot
Galaxy
more with
games.
Mario. That's probably one of the reasons why, like, Nintendo won the original console war back in the 90s against Sega.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously, then, like, I feel like Nintendo has done a lot better job with evolving their like character. Like, compare, I mean, Zelda, like, for example, Legend of Zelda, it has had some like somewhat different games, but at the end of it, Legend of Zelda is still a recognizable game. But some of the Mario games are completely unrecognizable for the like original Mario. What Mario Bros was OG.
I mean,
True.
have you played Sonic Football Strikers?
No, I have not played a single Sonic game or watched any
I
kind
mean,
of Sonic
they
media
made a
ever.
fucking football game, and I've got to say that is way better than FIFA. Like,
There's
FIFA
golf.
could suck a dick.
Speedy,
FIFA is
I
trash.
agree.
There's a whole series of like Mario golf games. So
Oh yeah.
But at that point, you're just
The
using
way
the
I actually-
character. You're not using any of the core game
yeah.
Yeah.
gaminess.
It like that
way
is
I
kind of
actually
once you get your character big enough, you can just mug at them in fucking everything.
Yeah, the way I
True.
actually got into Sonic was actually through the Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games series, because they were just so much fun, those
Ooh.
games.
Yeah, I
Like,
remember.
I
Oh,
even-
that
my,
game was pretty
my
good.
younger
That game was
cousin,
pretty
who
good.
is like 10 years old, he has a Wii and he plays that game all the time because he just finds it that fun. That game is so much fun. So
One
with
thing,
the
like
Sonic,
the only real thing I know about Sonic is that there's a very unfortunately named bunny character in some of them called Cream the Bunny.
yeah,
Oh.
Cream, yeah, yeah,
That's
Cream.
the only thing I know about Sonic, other than it's a hedgehog running. And the original movie, the original Sonic movie trailers was cursed as fuck.
Oh yeah, you have no idea. In fact, actually, I think Disney actually stole the design for the original. Yeah, they did because they stole the
Yeah.
original design for Ugly Sonic and called him Ugly Sonic as a parody and gave him a jacket and used it in one of their movies.
Oh,
Yes.
bro, come on.
But they always called him Ugly Sonic to avoid potential copyright from the Sonic
then it's
franchise.
technically not stealing.
They're
But it
technically
literally
not
has the
stealing,
name
but
Also, when
it
you have
is.
as much money as Disney, you can beat anyone in court.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
kind of the,
not
that's
so
kind of the
good, man.
problem.
And
why-
make
Not
it
so good.
and make an entire movie to stop people from rumoring about we've frozen the CEO's body.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Walt Disney's body has been like cryogenically frozen because he had like this wish of being resurrected when death could be cured or some shit.
Yeah,
think
and then he's
death will
gonna
ever be
find out
cured.
that like his racist beliefs aren't.
It's also like the cryogenic freezing still doesn't work in a way where someone could be resurrected from that.
Yeah.
Very well.
Would you guys do that if it
was?
was possible?
No.
I mean, it would be cool to travel into space with spaceships and shit, but
Think about
Would
dying.
you-
Would you travel
your
on a
own in the
spaceship
empty
with-
with-
blackness, the empty void
sorry.
of space? That's all the future has for you.
yep, the endless void of space. That would be cool. It's the childhood fantasy is thinking that future will be like Star Trek and Star Wars, and when you get old enough, you realize it's going to be more like Warhammer 40,000.
Or
Yeah.
Terminator?
Yeah, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only
Or maybe
war.
even Mad Max, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually
I don't
quite like
think
the Mad Max
people will
films.
still
I
be
haven't seen
around.
the
Yeah.
Furiosa one, but I like the,
They,
really
they,
like the
the
originals.
critics say it's
What do
pretty
you
good, but I
guys-
know it didn't do like that good on
Yeah.
the
No.
box office.
What do you
nothing
guys
really
think
did.
about games that get adapted into movies? I mean, sorry,
Resident
movies adapted
Evil
into
has
games. Sorry.
7
It
films.
depends. Like some of them
6
are really good.
films.
Yeah,
Like the
it
Mad
is
Max,
hard to adapt.
The
them,
Mad
I
Max
think.
game, for example, the one that came out for Fury Road, is really good. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
I
just
love
a
that
really really
game.
good game.
I played that a couple of years ago and it is really fucking good. Like
Yeah,
even the graphics, I'd say the graphics are good as well. And it's got
I feel
combat,
like-
the
like,
cars and everything.
it's-
I love that.
The movie video games kind of have a bad rap because there was the era of really bad movie adaptations into
Avatar.
video games.
Yeah, like the Madagascar
Doom
game.
movie.
Up. I had
that-
an Up game.
There's a
Yeah.
huge amount of like really shitty movie adaptation video
I
games
wanted
from
every
like
single one
early
of them as
2000s,
well.
2010s.
Yeah.
But I feel like they kind of got to the point where people went like, well, shit games just don't sell. And
Yeah.
nowadays, the relatively rare ones that get adapted are either kids games or tend to be pretty good games.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that same phenomenon to happen with box office. You know, blockbusters, the summer,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
big films. I want that to happen because they're all flopping. It's inevitable, and
Yeah.
we're all going to move back to
True.
50 million pound indie films and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I do feel like movies and like modern like big AAA video games, they kind of got too comfortable of people buying what they're trying to sell, and now people are going like, this is shit. We don't want this.
mhm.
We could make a better movie.
It's like the customers are kind of finally realizing that like the companies can't get away with this. Like we actually want good
like
products.
Ubisoft.
True.
Yeah, Ubisoft. Ubisoft.
Oh,
is
Ubisoft,
going
well,
for-
Ubisoft ain't gonna exist in the next couple of weeks,
Yeah,
probably. So
Ubisoft's ship is already sinking and now it's on fire as well.
yeah,
I mean, this whole thing is it's kind of like the what people call like superhero fatigue on with the, superhero movies and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't believe
I-
that there is a superhero fatigue. It's more
It's
like
just bad
people,
writing.
like you guys said, it's just bad writing. Like if you do a shitty movie, people are not gonna watch it just because it is. Oh, it's part of this thing over here, or you need to watch
I
it because
got a
you're not
hot
gonna
take
understand
about
this thing over here.
superhero films. Like superhero films shouldn't be their own genre. There should be a superhero put into like a different genre. Like obviously the typical one is just superhero action comedy thing, but you
Yeah.
can have like a scary superhero movie, for example.
Also, like there's
I mean,
kind
yeah,
of like
there
what-
are a few.
Yeah, what Animate's kind of referring to is like
Big Marvel
people
blockbusters.
Yeah.
understanding hedonistic adaptation wrong.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole superhero fatigue thing, is that people just go like, well, it's all hedonistic adaptation. You can't make this anymore.
It's
but
like
at the same-
Isekai.
Eh,
Isekai is
sort
good.
of. Basically,
I know
hedonistic
you
adaptations
said
to those who don't know what it is. It means that you've enjoyed something so much that no matter how good it is, just like you don't get the same enjoyment
Yeah,
out of it
yeah.
anymore.
Oh,
And
bro,
I
facts.
like well, there is certain
Okay.
levels to that. Like, if you can't enjoy something as purely as you did as a kid when you're an adult because you have other
True.
worries. But I don't feel like it's the like one reason to cover them all kind of thing. There is a lot of other things, like especially with the fucking Marvel's dreadful CGI recently, and
True.
Yeah.
Terrible
Like,
scripts.
I got
Yeah.
another question for you guys. Like,
Mr.
is there a video game series that you would like to see a movie of?
Mm,
I don't really play games
Damn.
like that.
Dark
Jeez, you
Souls
still
and
can't
Blood-
heard.
what
Dark
the fuck,
Souls
okay.
would make a
Oh, no, you can
very
hear you now.
interesting one.
Dark Souls and or Bloodborne.
Like a Bloodborne would be incredible. Like a purely
Yeah, Bloodborne
nihilistic,
would be
like,
incredible.
Lovecraftian film.
hear me
I
out on this
kinda-
one though.
Okay.
I think that those games would work better as a series than a movie.
Oh yeah,
Because of
probably.
course, with the
Ooh, yes.
budget, you could do like some crazy stuff if it
Yeah.
was a movie. But in terms of story and stuff like that, I feel like it would be better to do something like that as a series.
Yeah, Bloodborne especially would work better as a series because the story, Miyazaki's storytelling is very secretive. Like you're supposed to explore and learn, like sort of discover the unknown about that world,
Yeah.
and that's kind of where it lives in. So I feel like that would be a better adaptation as a series, because there's an amazing TV series called Cthulhu Country, which I think, Lovecraft Country, which does like it creates that kind of atmosphere that I feel like a Bloodborne TV series would greatly benefit from.
Mm.
I would really like to see Red Dead Redemption as like as a TV series and or movie, because it's got such a good
Mid-emption.
story. Fuck you, Kojima.
Let's get Pedro Pascal to portray the.
Actually,
Oh,
they
yes.
probably would as well.
They probably would.
Pedro Pascal
That's
probably like
why.
Javier.
One thing
He'll
I feel
probably-
like would probably
yeah.
actually work as an anime would be Elden Ring, because there is a really funny comedic Elden Ring manga, and I would love to see that adapted as an anime.
Oh boy, Kojima just has
consumer
it.
bringing the goods.
Just for those.
What's that?
Oh, he actually got it! Fuck yes!
Oh my god, he's got it.
It's so good.
But the thing is, these games, I think they would all work as an
Yeah.
anime, because fantasy stuff like that. That's always works with anime.
There is actually, let me try and find it. There is an anime where Nintendo, it's like an anime adapting the OG console war, where Nintendo and Sega characters are like anime characters and they're fighting a war.
Huh.
Nice.
That's interesting.
It is a terrible show, but there is one.
That's gonna be diabolical.
Diabolical.
Oh boy.
Diabolical.
Fucking diabolical.
Fucking diabolical, mate.
Is it
What's the job? What's the
this
job?
one?
I don't
boy.
do jobs no more. What's the job? I'm also kind of annoyed with the Mortal Kombat movies. It was just so bad.
I don't think it was
It's
that
called World
bad.
War Blue. There's a manga of it, and there's I think one season of anime, and it is so shit.
What's the
Yeah.
star rating? What's the rating?
There's only 3 episodes of it because it never went anywhere. Let me find it.
Good.
World War Blue. It's probably on Mal.
But actually, one of the things I did want to mention, because we were talking about video games, but specific, there was this web series, online series. Called
It's
Mortal
got an
Kombat
on
Legacy.
Mal. It has 5.67 score on Mal.
Jesus.
It is really bad, but I have
But yeah.
seen it, and I would not recommend.
I used to be super duper into Mortal Kombat as a kid, and funny enough, when you're super duper into something, you just go out and just find literally anything about it. So I read all the comics, I've read a bunch of books about it, and then I watched this series called Mortal Kombat Legacy, and it's just a little web series directed by, I forgot his name now, but it's like a super, like, it's meant to be kind of like a realistic take on Mortal Kombat, which they put Raiden
Literally
in a
impossible.
they literally put Raiden in a psych. What didn't make sense, but okay. But they got the Cyber Initiative part right, which is when they turned the Lin Kuei ninjas into cyborgs. And then when the Mortal Kombat movie came out, after got 7 or 8 years, I watched it and like it was the online series was actually better in every single way. There's also this really good fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero as well, which I think may
I mean
may like
that's kind of what happens
because
when
it's
you
kind
have
of like
fans working on something compared to
Yeah.
executives working on.
because the fight
there was
between
the fan
Scorpion and
project of.
Sub-Zero.
There was a fan project of Berserk as well that got
Yeah.
relatively
Yeah.
recently canned.
Yeah,
The Eclipse Studio version of Berserk.
Yeah.
it's just
Fortunately, they
unfortunate what
didn't even
happened with
release
it.
like I think episode 3 or 2.
Yeah. Didn't they run
but
out of money or something? Because I don't remember them having.
Sorry.
no,
really
they got a
troubles with it.
cease. I think they got a cease and desist recently.
Yeah, they got a
Not
cease and
the
desist
cease
thing.
and desist.
Yeah. Because they were like, "Yeah, you guys are doing too good. We
Yep.
can't let you have like a good adaptation before us doing a good one." So
Yeah, which it's probably never gonna happen. Looking at fucking Berserk.
My thing though is, if
Berserk
they don't
2060.
sell it, like, what can they actually do?
I mean, if you aren't like the way it usually works is people go like, you have a Twitter account and stuff where you are promoting that stuff, and you get ad revenue, so you are technically making money out of it, even if you aren't
Okay.
selling the product itself.
true.
Like there's a remake project of a beloved EA game, which is a weird sentence, but EA once made good
FIFA.
games once upon a time. Many years ago, they
FIFA.
created the game series Battle for Middle Earth, which is a Lord of the Rings RTS game, and there's a fan project to like remake that, and they are being very careful of like not monetizing their YouTube channel and stuff like that, just so that there's nothing to make money for it.
Yeah, that's just such a shame that things like that happen.
Speaking of things being remade, people were they were taking the old Call of Duties and then doing like a remaster of it. So the way it worked is you had to buy Modern Warfare Remastered, and then you install this mod pack and basically made it like gave like an online feature to it, something like that.
And then Activision removed it because it was doing too well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, welcome to
And then-
Activision
and
Blizzard,
then-
everyone.
And then Xbox opened up all the old servers for the games, so now you can still play them online.
That's
But
nice
it's
to
still
know.
vulnerable. But you can't play Black Ops 3 anymore multiplayer because as soon as you load into any multiplayer games, even the zombies, you'll get hacked. Because it's just full of hackers now, and they won't fix it.
I mean,
It's
you
a shame because
you probably don't have the kind of funding to fix that shit if it's a fan project with mods.
oh
Because
no,
like
that
doing cybersecurity is really expensive.
yeah. Oh, but yeah, the fucking hackers thing. Like Black Ops 3 is one of my favorite like Call of Duties, and I can't even play it online against other people. I have to just play in like a private lobby instead because if I was to press the online button once, my PS5 or whatever console or whatever thing I'm on is getting hacked. So yeah, that's fun, isn't it?
I mean,
You're
yeah, but it is
fun.
at the same time, like if you don't have a big company running all sorts of cybersecurity, because you need to hire a lot of people to do that shit, and it just gets very expensive.
Yeah.
True.
Also, since I imagine you guys are into like one particular game, like really, really into one particular game, like I'm into Mortal Kombat. Have you ever seen like a fan like project thing done, like a parody kind of thing on YouTube or wherever?
Not
Like-
really.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm gonna drop this in the chat. There ages.
It's
Hey,
not really a fan thing, but I'm a big fan of like Souls likes and stuff like that. And there's some incredible Souls like, but
Think of, like,
it has become such a popular genre or type of game that there is just so much like cash grabby shit that's trying to sell itself as like we're a Souls like.
Yeah, it's just a selling point like
of
anime
playing the
and
worst Souls
Netflix.
like games and stuff like that.
But yeah,
But it happens in everything.
8 years ago, there was this animation thing that came out from Mortal Kombat called Combat Kids, where they turned all the Mortal Kombat characters into kids and have them fight each other to death. They start off by killing Johnny Cage, and then from then on, it just devolves to everybody
Best character
killing
in
each
the
other.
series.
Weirdly,
Yeah.
there is sort of an official thing like that. I'm a big fan of Warhammer.
Yeah,
And there is there's a series, an official series of Warhammer where all the characters are kids, and it's supposed to be like this really kid-friendly one. And then
Yeah.
it just kind of devolves into this, like, not quite the same level of grim darkness, but it's kind of getting there. Which, like, it is kind of a weird contrast because it was originally designed more as a kids' cartoon, and then they
Yeah.
just went like, we can't actually market this shit to kids. And it
Why
kind of
not?
devolved. 'Cause, like, it is supposed to be like this really kid-friendly one. And then it just kind of devolves into this, like, not quite the same level of grim darkness, but it's kind of getting there. Which, like, it is kind of a weird contrast because it's originally designed more as a kids' cartoon, and then they just went like, we can't actually market this shit to kids. And
Why
it kind
not?
of devolved. It's like there was a whole thing. There's a called Warhammer: The Age of Sigma, which is like kind of this attempt to
Sigma?
restart Warhammer Fantasy as a
What the Sigma?
no, it's Sigmar. But
Sigmar.
basically, it was
Ah,
this like
like a Sigma.
it was this attempt to like rebrand Warhammer, like because Warhammer Fantasy was kind of dying, and they wanted to like we could make this into more of a kid friendly thing. Like they sealed away the god of sex, barbed wire dildos and stuff called Slanesh. And it like they started to make it like this kind of a kiddie friendly. Things are happy go lucky, and it's now generically within the Warhammer community. It is now known as Warhammer Age of Shitmar. And they did eventually realize like, oh fuck, this just doesn't work with our fan base. And then they sort of tried to do that again with the whole kiddie 40k thing, and then those children found the other side of 40k, and they got some very angry
That's
mails from
funny.
parents.
Oh,
You have
no.
to learn the kids.
You know, I went into the
too
Warhammer shop
good.
a few weeks ago, and it was primarily kids like 10 years old. Just
What-
10-year-old kids just playing Warhammer.
It's like kids do play the games, as in the tabletop and the video games, especially now with Space Marine 2 being a thing. But if you actually
Is Space
read...
Marine 2 like connected to Warhammer or?
Space Marines are one of the factions in Warhammer 40,000, the Adeptus Astartes.
Okay.
The
I didn't know
And-
that. I thought it was like
and-
just inspired by it.
Yeah, and Games Workshop really fucking fumbled the release because they didn't do any like special promotional kits. Like the weird thing is that for Space Marine 2 is, I think they have sold like 4.5 million copies now, and there exists a Space Marine like a miniature that is the main character from that game, but you can't buy him, which is like why?
True.
They had opportunity to make much money and they didn't.
They could have made so much money if they've actually marketed along with the game, like marketed their minis, but nope. Not Games
Why
Workshop.
do that? Why do that?
Yeah, I mean, their stocks are like 30k a pop, and they're making so much fucking money anyway, but it would have been a way to make more money.
Do you guys have like a game that you guys have attached to, some core memory or something like that? To
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
completing or having like a hard boss battle or something
I
like
mean,
that.
The first time I beat the first Dark Souls, obviously, and then I went back to it years later after playing all sorts of far more difficult Souls-likes, and it was stupidly easy.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, it's more like at this point, it's getting more to the like nostalgic games. Like I mentioned with the Digimon World one, like the fucking hit of nostalgia was unreal watching that video on YouTube.
In my first run against the Gargoyles boss in Dark Souls 1, so it's like these two big old gargoyles.
Yeah, the
you
Belfry
have to fight.
Gargoyles.
I was so unbelievably bad that it took me 8 hours to defeat them, and I did that in one
Jesus.
sitting from
One-
like
oh,
8
damn.
p.m. at night to 3 a.m. in the morning. And like
Fucking
one of my
hell.
flatmates
The
went
scream
to
of
bed,
victory wakes
woke
up your
back
entire
to get a
family.
snack, and they found me still in the same position they had left me.
Bruh.
Damn.
Like, weirdly for
For
me,
me-
there's one when my mum used to work nights when I was a kid, and there was the
Mhm.
moment when I realized that my mum leaves like at like 7 in the evening. No, not 7. I think she left at like 9. Not important. But the point was like I had like I needed to go to bed because I got school in the morning, and I wanted to play my video games. And then I realized my mum goes to work for the night.
Sauce.
Evil
That is when the
cheese
that is
noise.
when the downfall began. Like I remember sitting in front of my PlayStation 1 as a wee lad and playing the original Harry Potter game, and then I realized, oh my god, it's 1:30 in the morning. I need to go to bed.
True,
For me, it was there's a game called Need for Speed Undercover. Yeah, I know. Call me with shit, whatever you want, cheese. But like, it was legit one of the first games that like I actually completed the story of. The final race is so fucking hard. Then like I actually like, quit the race, went out and bought what was it? A Lamborghini
You
Gallardo.
went out and bought a
Put
real
it-
life Lamborghini.
Yeah, I went out and
I
bought.
fucking wish.
So, yeah, I went out. I bought a Lamborghini Gallardo in the game, and then I put a wide body kit on it. I did all that. I basically maxed everything out. I even tuned the car as well to boost the power and all this stuff. And then like I went in, I beat the race. I'm like, guess, and then like realized it was 11:30 at night, and then my mum came down the stairs and she's like, "Why the fuck are you not in bed?" I'm like, "I just beat Need for Speed Most Undercover,"
And
and
then your
then
mom didn't care and threw you to bed anyway.
she threw me in the bed. Yeah,
What?
she put me to bed, and
What?
she
What did you in
grabbed
bed?
she grabbed my hair
What did you do with your
and
mum
dragged.
in the bed? Huh?
Oh, boy.
My mum grabbed my hair, pulled me
Huh?
upstairs. The only thing that she
Hair?
didn't know how to turn off the PS3, so
Speedy,
she went
please,
behind
please,
the.
keep this safe
she,
for work, please. Safe for work. Safe for work.
No,
safe for work.
she put me to
When she
to
bent
sleep.
you over,
and then
right?
she-
Pulled your trousers
No,
down. What
no,
you
no.
guys, okay.
You're not supposed to be talking about this because of your thing. You can't say stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
You won't be able to do your job. But anyways, then like I get put to bed. Turns out that because my mum turned off the PS3 from the power cable at the back, she turned off just the TV and the
No.
PS3. It didn't save, so I came back the next day to do it again. And then I did it again, and this time at a reasonable time in the afternoon. I beat the game. I saw the final cutscene. The guy getting the bad guy getting arrested, and then boom, I'm done. I complete the game. I was like done. Absolute cinema.
Nice.
I have discovered something. I got a notification from Twitter while Speedy was talking. I want to mention this on the podcast.
Go ahead.
Are you guys aware of the movie series Ace Ventura?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that rhino scene, right?
No.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
There's a Comic Con. There's a Comic Con going on
Oh no.
in New
Oh
York.
no. Oh no.
Someone has fucking cosplayed the rhinos.
See, for myself and the other viewers who have not seen Ace Ventura, explain.
I'm gonna share this.
Okay.
So essentially, Ace Ventura is the pet detective. Like he's trying to figure out what's going on with like animals being disappeared and like protecting animals. He's the good guy, but
Yes.
it's Jim Carrey, so it's
So
it's
he's a little
very-
weird.
yeah, it's very comedic. And one of I can't remember exactly which I think it's the very first movie, that specifically Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, where he goes and buys this like silicon rhino where he can hide with a camera, so he can take like pictures of the poachers and stuff. And he gets stuck in that suit in, I think it's in Africa, like in the
Yes, it
African
is.
heat. And the hatch he uses to get in gets
Is from
stuck while
that.
he's in that rhino, and he notices that there's a tiny beam of light coming from somewhere, and he like tries to because it's made of silicon, like the surface is made of silicon. He tries to push his way out of it, and turns out that tiny hole is the butthole of the rhino suit. And there's this American tourist going like, "Oh look, it's giving birth," and then it's fucking Ace Ventura squeezing his way out of the rhino's asshole.
Have you
That's
seen
all
the
it has.
movie? Have you seen the movie The Grimsby Brothers?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a scene
I'm
like that
sharing-
with an elephant.
Oh, I know. I
I'm
know. Is
sharing
that the one where
this tweet.
the elephant in
Yep.
you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
there it is.
That
Yeah,
scene is so funny.
I shared that tweet on the Discord.
That's so fucking funny.
I shared that on the generic anime YouTubers Discord, and it's
Yeah.
that,
Oh,
The
that's a
boy.
thing-
people code
that's a-
getting a
that's a thing
notification for that.
exists.
Yeah. It's one of the things that exist.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever cosplayed a video game
No,
character? or
I've
just
been
any
meaning to do
character?
my very first ever cosplay, but then I was supposed to do a cosplay with some friends, but then things happened and we couldn't get the scheduling right. There's like a
Damn.
couple
As
of anime
life
conventions
does.
in Finland, but they're very big. But we're supposed to do
I
one.
used to be
Or-